6 things you must stop explaining to people if you want peace of mind. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to always explain yourself? Every choice, every decision, every why behind what you do. You walk away from conversations feeling drained, not because you did anything wrong, but because you gave away your peace trying to make people understand. Today, I want to talk about 6 things you must stop explaining to people if you truly want peace of mind. And I'll share stories along the way, because I know many of us have lived this. Number 1. Your life choices. You don't owe anyone a PowerPoint presentation on why you chose the path you're walking. I remember a friend of mine who left a stable 9-to-5 job to start his own small business. His family couldn't stop questioning him. Why would you give up something safe? Don't you care about security? What if you fail? For months, he defended himself, gave updates, tried to prove he was making the right choice. But deep down, it was draining him. Until one day, he realized, peace doesn't come from convincing people. Peace comes from living aligned with what you know is right for you. Now, years later, his business is thriving. And guess what? The same people who doubted him now brag about him. Your life choices? They belong to you, not to the jury of other people's opinions. Number 2. Your relationship. Who you choose to love, or not love, isn't up for public debate. I know someone who ended a long-term relationship. Everyone around her asked, "But why? He seems so nice. You two looked perfect." What they didn't know was the silent battles, the loneliness inside that relationship. And every time she tried to explain, people minimized it, brushed it off, or made her feel guilty. Until she realized, your heart doesn't need a defense attorney. Only you know the truth of what's behind closed doors. Sometimes, peace of mind comes when you stop inviting people into decisions that were never theirs to make. So whether it's who you're with or who you walked away from, you don't owe anyone an explanation. Number 3. Your boundaries, your no. Let's talk about the word no. Because too many of us treat it like it needs subtitles. I remember saying no to a friend who always wanted to borrow money. The first time I explained. The second time I explained. By the third time, I realized every explanation was just giving them room to argue with me. But the moment I said, "No, I can't," and left it at that, was the moment I felt my peace return. Here's the truth. Boundaries are not for other people to understand. They're for you to enforce. And if people don't like your no, that's their problem, not your homework assignment. Number 4. Your success or lack of it. This one hits home for so many of us. Whether you're doing well or still figuring things out, people will always have something to say. I remember someone saying to me, "Why aren't you further along by now?" And at another time, "Don't you think you're doing too much? Do you see the trap? Too slow, too fast, too much, too little. You can't win." One of the most peaceful decisions you'll ever make is to stop giving progress reports to people who aren't even walking your journey. Success doesn't need constant explanation. And even when you're struggling, you don't owe anyone a story about why you're not where they think you should be. Silence protects your peace. Your results, when they show up, will do the talking. Number 5. Your healing and growth. Not everyone will understand the way you choose to heal. And that's okay. I had a friend who started therapy after years of carrying family trauma. Some people told him, "Why would you tell strangers your problems? Just pray and get over it." Others mocked him for journaling or setting boundaries. But here's what he learned. Healing is personal. Nobody gets to approve the way you mend yourself. Whether it's therapy, faith, meditation, or simply distance from toxic people, your healing is yours. Stop explaining how you're growing. Just grow. Stop defending how you're healing. Just heal. Number 6. Your happiness. Let me leave you with this last one. Your happiness. People love to poke holes in your joy. Why are you smiling so much? Why are you so positive? What's the big deal? It's just a small win. I'll never forget when I bought my first cheap car years ago. To me, it was freedom. To others, it was nothing to brag about. I felt embarrassed because I explained how much it meant to me. But looking back, I wish I'd just celebrated. Because that little car was a big symbol of growth for me. Your happiness doesn't need an explanation. It needs protection. Because joy is not a group project, it's a personal treasure. And you don't need permission to feel it. So here's the bottom line. Every time you explain yourself to people who aren't living your life, you're giving them power they don't deserve. Peace of mind comes when you stop over-explaining. Boundaries plus confidence equals respect. And if this conversation spoke to you, if you're tired of justifying yourself to people who may never understand, then make sure you subscribe right now. Because on this channel, we're building confidence, peace, and resilience together. Remember, you don't owe anyone an explanation, except the one you give yourself when you look in the mirror.